So there's the top end of the fuel pump, and well, that was kind of a pain doing that. See, the trick is, let's point something out to you. See this guy right there? Right there. This guy sits directly underneath this pillar right there that ties this plate down. And in order to get that undone, you really do need to take this thing off. To get this off, you have to undo that bolt right there. There's another one on the other side. But as soon as you start turning the nut, the entire assembly turns. Which means you can't get this thing off unless you pull this off and that off, because this has got to come off, because this is on top of that one, and that means that one's got to come off on the other side. So I tried going that route, but I can't figure out how to get this thing off. I mean, I've got everything undone. It doesn't want to friggin' budge. It's like it's glued in place or something, and I just don't want to mess with it. But anyway, so I finagled my way to get that thing out, and was able to slide the panel out and then up and out of the way. But I've got access to it now. Let's see if it actually turns on. Let me get some power. I need some 12-volt power to this doodad. Hang on. Okay, so we throw a little bit of negative on there, and there's my positive lead over here. Hang on. Alright, so there's my positive right there. Now if you look at the wiring here, I've got a black. There, black, hang on. That's what happens when you've got a small camera that doesn't have any mass. Shake, it just friggin' shakes like crazy. I've had too much caffeine today. Always gives me the shakes. Anyway, that black wire is negative. That's got to be my positive lead. I'm not entirely sure what the green does. I'll go look at the wiring diagram here in a little bit. This is my negative. Runs to ground. Anyway, the middle one is, let's see it here. Right there. So I close the circuit on the middle, and I know I'm getting some ampage. I can see it on my amp meter. So it's flowing electricity, but there's nothing going through. Which means I got to check the green one. I got to see what the green one's for. If I got to have power to both, maybe that's my problem. But there's no noise coming out of that pump, so direct positive power to the pump, and I'm not getting anything, so I'm pretty sure I got to yank the pump out, which kind of sucks. Okay, so I've been looking at the wiring diagram, and I believe I have a jumper across the fuel level center. And just to make sure that it's still working, let's flip the car on here real quick and see if we can get some fuel reading. Okay. So that works. That means the other wire has got to be, like I thought, the one that goes to the fuel pump. So let me get rid of my jumper here. Hang on. Okay, the jumper's out across those, and that means that the white and the green is the one that drives the fuel pump. So I've got, where's my lead? Okay, I got a lead over here to ground, and I'm going to do my positive lead. There's my positive lead right there, and I'm going to place the positive lead into the drive, and we're going to watch the voltage when I turn the car on. Alright, so I'm tapped in. Took my jumper, wrapped it around the lead. Couldn't get the lead into the thing, so that didn't work too well. And when you turn the motor on, or sorry, turn the ignition on, it's supposed to, for a few seconds, drive the voltage up on the motor. Fuel pump motor, let's see what happens. See if I can get this so that it actually shows. Oh, that's pretty good. Just for a couple of seconds, 2-3 seconds, something like that. And then back down. So I am getting the power back to the motor. I just don't think the motor's starting. Okay, so I got a lead and ground going into ground over there, and I've got a lead going into the positive for the fuel pump motor, and got my reading right there. Let's take a look at what we got here. So this is positive right here. Just going to touch that to my lead. Let's see what happens. Well, it's passing through the system, but it's not doing anything. No noise. Alright, so fuel pump's not working, so that's going to shut me down for a little tiny bit. And anyway, I've been looking at that thing and I have no idea how to get it out. So well, that might take a while. Might not have any updates for a while. We will see.